Mandalf the Wizard in the hideout.
Mandalf, wizard intern. Previously, we got a book from the library. This time, we go get mail. Gotta deliver the mail.
Stravis has been working on an
It was
amulet of
some
teleportation
minor,
for me for some time.
book
He
that
should have
no
been
one
finished
really
with it
cared
and
much
had it
about
delivered by
because
now.
they hadn't
Use our
grabbed it
secret
in
underground
ages.
route to go to Stravis's cottage in the
You know,
forest
the Book
and
of
find the
Oblivion,
amulet.
whatever.
The bookcases along the back wall will open to reveal the entrance.
Boss man ordered a package. Delivery has been less than on time. Gotta go take up some quarrel with the supplier. Knock on doors, make inquiries. A job for Mandalf!
Mandalf, the somewhat capable.
Mandalf, the present.
Mandalf, the in the right place at the right time, but is otherwise rather mundane.
Mandalf, who got that thing you sent him.
Jeez. It's actually a very powerful title.
What Mandalf one day aspires to.
Oh, now it's broken again. I've been down here trying to fix this blasted elevator for 4 days. Oh, I bet that crazy Horvath forgot all about me down here. Hey, if you do plan on using the passageway to Stravis's cottage, watch out for the spiders. The place is infested with them.
Yeah, the wizards and warriors are a bit more alike than either would probably admit. Both
The
have
elevator isn't quite
very
ready yet.
heavily put upon engineers to deal with constant elevator failures.
And a healthy love of apples.
When apples are a crime, only criminals will have apples. Mysterious locked gate. And we can start putting our flare staff to use here. Yep, there we go. That's what it does. A whopping 2 damage per flare.
It's still basically a tiny machine gun.
Yes. Really, its greatest use is the fact that the projectiles bounce. You can use it to land trick shots on things that otherwise aren't able to get at you. At which point the tiny damage doesn't matter because you're tearing something apart at your leisure.
Ah, a warrior scale. One of the many, many shields.
Our first shield. Not the last.
Mandalf will never be able to carry nearly as many warrior scales or wizard pelts, but he will try.
Hopefully he'll grab what he needs to finance his book addiction.
He uses every part of the warrior.
Classic spider hole.
Don't leave home without one.
The other good thing about the rechargeable flare staff, it's not eating into its durability ever unless we, like, empty it out and use it as a bludgeon. It's gonna be with us for the long haul. Any regular staff would end up obsoleted around the time we get the proper staff, the plot staff. Giant leap. Ominous laughter. I sort of wonder if leeches, in their dampness, qualify for lightning vulnerability. Are they especially
not quite
conductive?
Is slime conductive? Truly, these are the questions that science must answer.
A job for Mandalf. Also, yes, hello, crime. Crime is everywhere.
Many crime to be had.
Mandalf has no need of gun. Mandalf is gun. So long as we are not caught without mana, Mandalf can do remarkable, unspeakable things to anything that threatens him.
Basically, I think Mandalf's mana basically starts near where Uncle Squirrely leaves off. He has quite a lot of mana.
Mm-hmm. Just about. That fellow was scripted to cause us grief by starting that fire. And this book is here to end our grief. The second telekinesis spell. Yank. You just wait right there, Barrels. No pushing, no shoving. Form an orderly line. Be right with you. Try to kind of curve the bullet that way.
Yeah, I could see this actually sometimes just working out that you don't have enough water to put all of them out, or enough to make a path if you mess it up.
If you didn't micromanage them just right. Fortunately, if you really screwed it up, there's all this other barrel out here that was in reach. Just barely. A scroll. Scroll of bees.
Fantastic bees.
Once in a lifetime offer. Bring me your used bees. You get cash.
Done.
Only downside of Fireball, it's got a reasonably finicky hitbox against narrow targets. That's why we count on lightning. May as well throw a shield up since we're getting to the proper fights now.
The real stuff.
Adopt my stance.
Done.
Step right up, folks.
Done.
Walk into my lightning hole.
If you give them enough distance to see it coming and try to block, shields will resist fireballs a bit. If they are regular ground crossing projectile.
Done.
For the most part, they won't get that time. Green just isn't big enough for it.
Done. Done. Done.
Remember, this cave is supposed to be some manner of road, meant for semi-official wizard business.
Well, it's a basement, so makes sense.
It's been left idle long enough for everyone to forget that the custodian exists. For its halls to become infested with crime. Alright, let's dance.
Done.
Ah,
The real crime,
crime
starts
house.
here.
Done. Done.
truest zone of crime.
And as the observant would have noticed from our couple of successful fireballs, these fellows have 30 health. So just 13 or 15 successful pings from the sulfur staff will put one down. So it takes a moment, but doesn't take too many alignments of the moons in order to get one dead.
Thankfully, the moon does move around at incredible speed, so finding its alignment is not that hard.
Moon, probably the most predictable thing in the sky. The Mandalf of celestial bodies.
An astromancer.
It is of utmost importance that I not allow this man to touch me.
Well, you have your force field up, so it wouldn't take you out in one go.
Even allowing for
However-
that, Mandalf is highly allergic to crime.
Even still, though, that aside, Mandalf will come very quickly.
There, the tipping point. The ultimate annoyance technique. Single damage lightning on the run.
It's just static stuff. Zip, zap, zippity.
Finally, an outlet. And we come upon an enemy who has fortified themselves. Fortunately, I possess a move. A move that is refusing to target the thing I wanted to.
Maybe it's
Stand
not
by
gonna
while we
fall.
sort this out. Gotta disambiguate my targets here. Oh, it's because I can't see him right now. That's throwing it off.
Well, if you get right up in front of him, can't you see him? Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta sort this out. There, I'm in.
Like Flynn.
Done. Done. Done.
Armor made of mana crystals would be exceedingly heavy. And also, wizards are all nerds who cannot even support their own weight sometimes.
Exceedingly heavy and notably carcinogenous.
That is also true.
Mandalf is quite health-minded. Sealed by mechanisms.
It's similar how you don't want to be wearing silver all the time. Although cancer-causing instead of heavy metal poisoning.
I feel like there's another element in play here that I will accept swapping out for now. I mean, fundamentally, if I'm able to swap out, I leave someone behind to swap back in with, as long as I don't kill them. Where is that? Oh, right, one of these is a door.
Done. Done. Done.
Yeah, it didn't do the secret location thing when you got in here, so I guess it had to be some non-hidden way of getting in here.
Well, it's probably only a door from the one side.
Done. Done.
This tube here, that's the way out, and it seals behind you when you leave, so... I will finish my exploration
Done.
before daring to enter the exit
Done.
tube.
Done.
Would you act casual around me? I saw that. Everyone saw that.
Done. Done. Done.
Fireball, please.
Done. Done.
You have one job, Fireball.
It's to slay this jock. This crime. This jock crime. Crime jock? Crime jock.
You were made to do justice. Book of Trolls. The question, is there a mechanism in here? Won't get too concerned over it, because I'm reasonably sure that we will pass through other parts of this cave on the way back from collecting the mail. And also, we can see via extrasensory shenanigans that there are mana crystals on the other side of this wall. Though we are likely to return by other means.
If we can't just sneak our way in there, then yeah. Quite likely.
Someday we will return to Crime Hall.
Someday.
For now, though, we arrive.
Perhaps you could use a scroll or potion?
Wonderful.
Book of Speed. Book of Not Speed. The Sulphur Shower Staff here is an upgraded form of the regular staff. Fires 3 flares at once in like a triangle spread gun pattern. Not rechargeable though, so not worth any price of admission. These though, these are powerful tools.
Haste doubles your hit rating, so you'll be able to do double hits.
Book
And
of Speed.
basically
Book
doubles
of
your,
Not Speed.
Yeah, it basically doubles the amount of damage you do. Now that goofs out of the way, what it actually does is what you think it does. It makes you fast.
We're gonna collect a lot of spells over time, and eventually, once difficulty kind of crunches, then I might go about sorting my spell belt, my spellodex. For now, everything will just go where it lands. Into the woods. One of those flares has angered the bees.
So tiny little sulphurous blasts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much just gunpowder, isn't it?
Individual sparks of gunpowder.
Yeah, more or less. Oh, that is a handsome color shirt.
Mhm.
Therefore, Mandalf can't have it because it's too tasteful.
We'll find it a good home.
Nice seafoam green, it looked like.
A lot of places to go in these woods. A lot of corners to prod. Bees are an ideal conductor of electricity.
True in games and also in real life.
Ever stood near high voltage lines? They buzz.
That's because it's actually full of bees.
High tension bees.
That's how they move the electricity.
Alloyed, rolled, stretched into a thin cable.
The bee line.
Whoa!
Done.
The greatest bear deterrent is Fireball.
Bears are sizable, therefore they're easy to hit with Fireball.
Bears are highly flammable. I'll take that as an omen to shield up that, and we can see brief glimpses of the house we're trying to get to. Always align your force field before going to collect.
Done.
Galava maintains a well-regulated and heavily armed postal service.
Well, it makes sense that they would require such powerful arms. They have to encounter all sorts of nasty beasts like trolls and warriors. When do we get the warrior beast scroll?
Has anyone written the Book of Crime?
That's my question.
His chairs are misaligned, and just the barrels of water everywhere. Certified alchemist, though. Mr. Fulton.
Crimnagus, author of the Big Book of Crime.
Ah. I see.
Oh my.
New Book of Magic! More
And
missiles!
we finally have a hat.
A mighty head. And a slightly brighter robe for after this one disintegrates.
There he is! He's down here!
Which I'm sure will be soon enough.
Go ahead and renew my shield. As yes, what everyone should have been waiting for. A separate wave of crime descends upon us.
The
Meaning
second
there is
crime.
yet further crime waiting topside for us to fight. I think I'll just quickly verify if this tunnel actually goes anywhere. Wasn't sure whether it was a dead-end tunnel just for exploring sake. Or if maybe that was the way out. Gives me a reason to let the crystal recharge. Dead end, very good. Just the tunnel in this man's basement.
He has to have somewhere to store all of his spiders and frogs.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah.
Alright.
Done. 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 Done.
Yeah, most valuable wizard skill, quick draw fireball.
Done.
Getting good at rapidly deleting targets. That will save your life.
All you gotta do is point and shoot. Gotta pull the trigger. Killing a warrior ain't so hard.
Done. Done.
You could
Killing a wizard,
retrieve the
even
amulet of
easier.
teleportation and deliver it to Horvath.
This
You
is
failed,
100%
and you
true.
got an ugly, gruesome death. Now Nox's fate is sealed.
Illustrated
It's
here,
just-
ugly and gruesome.
Mhm.
The death of Mandalf. Try that again.
Done. 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 Done.
The assassination of the wizard Mandalf by the cowards with bows.
Done.
There we go. Situation resolved.
With missiles and rather than ball.
Archery is a crude facsimile of sorcery.
Done. Done.
Effective it may be, however, crude it may also be.
Crudeness is an effectiveness of its own.
Of course. It's simplicity.
Elegance.
Done. 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 Done.
Here we go. Now we're in Crime Hole Part 2. Inner Crime Hole.
The sequel to Crime Hole.
Oft forgotten that Crime Hole itself is secret to Crime Pit.
Done.
Crime Pit Part 2, Crime Hole.
And one day we'll eventually learn of Beyond Crime Dome.
Done.
And just survey the field. Find some crystals, note the secrets. Actually reverse those two concepts and
Done. 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 Done.
several projectile men will be devious and tricksy enough to actually evade slow projectiles like Fireball at adequate distance. They will weave.
They will bob. They will weave. There's nothing you can do about it.
All you can do is bob harder.
Done.
That man fell asleep at the switch. At the switch. A word just vanished there. And yes, hey look, familiar map. We've circled around.
Wonderful.
In defiance of all laws of geometry. Circuit is complete. Within strange eons, even death may crime.
I wonder why they made you grab that silver key right there, when there was nothing in the way between that and the door.
Done.
Huh.
Done. Done.
To be sure that you went into that side room.
Done. 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 Done.
There's not that many hand gestures that go into casting a fireball. Turns out orbs of conflagurous energy are very, simple to project.
Yeah, it's just kinda heat, go.
Makes sense.
Elegance. Simplicity.
Well, look what we have here. A little lost wizardry. I hope this one's more of a challenge than that wimp Stratus. Get him! 100 gold in the first one of us who draws blood!
Well, we'll be leaving.
Done. Done.
A little lost wizardling is a... That is a fantastic insult.
Mm-hmm. He is a fantastic fellow. Alright, let's put on the haste. And yes, this is someone who has been programmed to block when confronted with fire. He knows the move.
You also know how to slow. I bet slow with lightning is a very powerful combination.
Probably. Yup. And there we go.
He didn't even hit ya.
He was also wearing a suit of chainmail, so improved lightning damage. Vulnerability. He was shock. And this guy just stood here.
Done.
$100, not much of a motivator.
I mean, like, what? It costs like $8 for a jumper.
Be the first to strike this man, and you get lunch. We were actually this close to their inner sanctum, all the way back there. Simple locked door befuddled us. What a nice particles fly off of lightning when it has a chance to really start delivering. A lot of lighting effects in Nox. Lots of dynamic glow and the whole like line of sight thing on display.
Yeah. Pretty good looking game for the time it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematics notwithstanding. Although I'm sure those also looked good for the time it came out. It's
Reasonable.
hard to think of it.
My first encounter with this, the line of sight thing definitely left a strong impression, where there was a demo they distributed with something, probably one of the Command & Conquers. Possibly just online, via, you know, the early proto-internet.
Before
That was
searching.
just... And what they had in the demo was just deathmatch mode with Conjurers and limited spell set. And it was alright.
Nice.
Let's give that a moment to air out. Caves are very thoroughly suffused with Troll's tank. And just some other cave nerd. Someone else, unmentioned and unmourned. Torn apart by spiders.
Spider and frog keeping is a very popular.
Yeah, perhaps I'm being narrow-minded. Maybe they became the spiders. Perhaps breaking and entering.
Perhaps. That is a handsome cloak.
Certainly is. Push 2. Push more.
Push Mo.
Shovra.
Son of push.
There were a lot of spiders in here.
This was a really enthusiastic spider keeper, alright? Perhaps too enthusiastic, and that's what killed him.
If one manages to become a decentralized swarm entity, what proportion of the swarm must be violenced against before it becomes murder? How much
That
swarm
is an
can be
excellent
destroyed
question.
before you move between the various levels of assault?
When does brain death occur in a swarm individual?
A creature of many brands.
So every individual bit of the swarm would be like each one has a ganglia in there, right? And they all work together to form the Mondo Brain.
confirming my suspicions regarding hole in the floor at the other end of the cave. All of that's dead end. Which just creates new suspicions about frills on these corners here.
All these greebles around here.
Am I sure this spider hut contained no secret passages? Sometimes the walls just have teeth. It happens. But most of the time, it's an indicator. We'll let it be. Alright, there's 50 meat in a scorpion.
Done.
That is quite firmly a fireball candidate.
Done.
And there we go. Full circle.
Good work. You've cleared out the crime.
We've delivered the mail.
And grabbed the amulet. The amulet.
That thing he wanted.
We are
certainly
sent to
have.
the next
You
level.
found the amulet of teleportation.
Enlightened by
Excellent.
mail delivery.
My worst fears for Stravos, however, have sadly come to pass. I shall miss him. But unfortunately, we have no time for mourning. The hamlet of Bryn needs my help, and the airship captain has requested your assistance. Good luck, apprentice.
Decades ago on this sacred plain, armies from the north and
suppose I
south
could have talked to the
met in a
captain
deadly
first.
contest to decide
Here we
the
go,
fate of
convergence.
Nox. And those that fell remain here in the Tomb of Valor. And here too on this killing field, a young leader, the hero
I'm to
Jandor, tired of mayhem and death, drew the line at the life of
Oh,
a
it
young
is
infant.
time for
The
the
baby
round
girl's name
shield
was
harvest.
Hector, the sole bearer of the Northern Mage's cursed blood legacy. Jandor let her live on among the ogres. Years later she disappeared. But Hecuba may be here now, lad, attempting to raise the dead, to fill the ranks of her unholy armies from the tombs below. She must be stopped. The entrance to the tombs is in the building at the end of the path. See if Hecuba's been here. You'll know. And careful, many of the crypts have traps against grave robbers.
And there we go, new UI button. Where, like with the Conjurer, we just spontaneously manifest a new gimmick when we arrive at the tomb. Wizards can create traps.
It works the same way as the little duders, but they stay in one place, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Which in most situations makes them less useful. And you can't double up on spells within a trap. Let's see. Missile, slow. And really, those are the only useful trap spells. You could put a fireball in, but you have to decide which direction the fireball will fly, and it probably won't hit anything directly when it does so. If you put like a channeled spell like lightning or energy bolt, you'll only get one tick of it at once.
And then obviously all of the buffs are the opposite of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now
We get
swap
it quickly.
locations sounds
Conjure up a couple of these spells. You're never at risk of setting off your own traps. They respawn where you were standing. And there we go. We can buffer 4 of them. Just carry them around in our inventory.
I have a feeling we could be excellent friends. That is, if you are willing to be my best customer.
Willing and able.
You can't sell them, right?
You cannot sell them. They have no interest
Yeah.
in buying an armed bear trap.
It just seems to me like it would break economies. If people wanted to buy wizard traps, which they can make almost unlimited numbers of.
There's no industry for them, no market, no demand. What do you have for sale, friend?
If people want them, they will hire a wizard to place them down.
Ah, yes,
which is
this.
different from buying them.
This horrible, cruel thing that taunts me so. This unreasonably expensive early access to a recharging shower staff. If only.
If you sold absolutely nothing up to this point, you may be able to afford that.
Bought, rather.
But if you bought, if you bought absolutely nothing.
If you knew in advance and planned for it, you might be able to afford this 8,000 gold staff. We'll do without. And the shower staff, it's 3 times as many projectiles, but half the ammunition. You're not getting all that much in terms of potential damage, especially since you probably can't put all of those shots onto a single target reliably. The shots themselves are no more powerful.
It's likely not worth buying it, is the main point.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it would be neat.
Nope, into the tomb.
It's gonna be skeletons, ghosts, and some zombies as far as the eyes can see.
Mm-hmm. And early on, mostly bats.
Yeah.
A lot of bats.
And also, a lot of secrets.
Mm-hmm. If these walls could talk, they'd be advised to seek legal counsel. They've been the victims of extensive theft and fraud.
And neglect, it looks like. This is not very well kept.
Mm-hmm. This is what Nox thinks of the veterans of the Corpse War. Well, rather, the opposite of the veterans of the Corpse War. So maybe also the veterans. We don't know where survivors who then die later, do they get to go do the Tomb of Valor? Do they get stuck with regular Tomb?
That's a good question.
Some other grave field? I mean, they were there.
They just didn't die there.
Were they somehow less valiant because they survived? You try to say rude things about survivors, too. The backhanded implications of what Nox thinks of veterans of the Great Wizard War.
Well, it's probably more likely that surviving a wizard war will always leave you with greater risk than even just dying. There are many things wizards can do with a living body, and only a few that they can do with a dead one.
Hmm.
Maybe there's an even greater, more valorous tomb out there for the people who did survive it.
The Tomb of Valor and the Tomb of Prudence.
Yeah. Oh my, it is possible to get bitten to death by bats very easily as a wizard.
Yes. Mandalf is allergic to bats.
It will devour you alive.
Welcome back, giant crushing blocks. Oldest and dearest friends. That was nearly perilous.
I believe with force field up, you wouldn't be able to die in one go from a crush.
Possible. It is a powerful field.
A field to be celebrated.
A field of valor.
More wizards should go into shield fields. Get them an abjuration degree.
And lightning level 2. Now it can chain, and gets a bit more damage per tick as well, base, I think. And at this point, we could go back, and actually we don't have much in the way of tangible loot yet. Gonna float that we could liquidate things found so far in pursuit of ye staff, but not much cash before the first hole. Let the desecrations begin.
Wonderful.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
The sarcophagus crushing me.
No grave will be left unspoiled. Sure, let's release the pressurized skulls. There they go.
Excellent. So I guess this bit down here would be an ossuary of some kind? It's got so many just bones hanging out in the sides.
Maybe there were enough, in terms of quantity and brutality, of casualties, that there was a substantial quantity of unsorted, unidentifiable remains.
That would also be possible. I wouldn't be surprised if, having participated in wars with and against wizards, you know, being converted to a skeleton on the spot is not even remotely out of the realm of possibility.
In particular, I'm thinking of a scenario emerging wherein it would be more disrespectful to make any attempt to sort the remains into coherent bodies for individual burial. Just statistically, it would be impossible to actually reassemble any one of the skeletons with all of its original parts.
That is a fair point.
So it becomes the less insulting option to simply throw them all in a bin under a generic memorial slab.
Yeah, the bone pile. The tomb of the unknown skeleton. Zip.
I think we could actually, by way of swap position, use windows like these to shenanigan past a lot of dungeon, but why would I do that? Why would I bypass perfectly good dungeon? Perfectly good iron shields.
Oh, Superior Skeleton was in that game, huh?
Yeah, I could swap out that fellow and just be over there now. I'll take the long way. We get there eventually. Bury me with 5 apples.
No more, no less. 5 is the number of apples I require. Look, I'm doing an experiment. I'm pretty sure Karen doesn't actually need any obols. He might accept apples. They sound pretty similar. So 2 of them are for him, and 3 of them are for me.
Basic Skeleton is another enemy that understands how to use its shield. Slow enough that you can get in 1 flare before the block settles. Just the 1.
So if you're patient, you can just whittle it down.
If. Much is learned.
Thankfully, Mandalf didn't get where he is today by not being patient.
Mandalf of many numbers.
If you just let your magic missiles fly free, they can go kind of nuts.
They don't know what they're gonna hit, but oh boy, they'll hit something.
And if they don't, they'll just explode in the end.
They hit nothing. Those are the wisest missiles of all.
How very
Spark resistant head. I think with enough pummeling, it's also possible to break enemy shields.
I'm not sure. He
There we
exploded into 2 shields.
The double skeleton.
The two shield technique is a famous skeleton martial arts technique.
The riddle of bones. Yep.
Skeleton.
Chain lightning cleanly demonstrated there.
Skeleton, what is greatest in life? See the living kneel before you and hear the lamentations of their children.
You see giant stone fists descend from the void. Mandalf will never learn that trick. He has other secrets. Other mysteries.
Other powerful spells. A wizard needs no assistance from God. A wizard has all the power he requires himself. Wizards are no fun at parties.
When a wizard covets divine power, they steal it.
They don't request it.
Right, yeah, another case where we're going to be circling back around through this map later on. For now, the stairs.
What kind of plebeian designed this place that it doesn't even have ridiculous elevators up and down?
I will have words for the manager.
Yes! Yes! Oh!
How are ghosts of class supposed to get around? Walk? Fair.
Mindless zombies! You will obey me and only me, for I am your one and only master. What? Are you fools? Obey me! Obey me! Damn!
Akiba, beware. Human eyes are upon us.
What strange sorcery allows a human to be here undetected? To steal my orb? Never! You shall die in this tomb, then join the ranks of my invincible undead legions.
She's quite right to be nervous about that. Orb theft is a very serious problem.
To serve,
Of course.
Akiba, human. But first, you need to die. Oh, done. Now, you may have stopped me, but you'll never leave this crypt alive.
A proper wizard duel.
4 fireballs. More than enough to kill anything that moves.
And for spell overlap, we will also get burn as an inexpensive way to finish off down zombies.
Done.
Naturally, a fireball to the face will finish them off, but that's overkill. Mandalf spends responsibly. Clearly that wasn't a load-bearing wall. All it was doing was cluttering up the place. Look how much space you have now. Isn't this nicer? Better this way. Room just breathes.
Very handsome room now.
Two for one. That's valid. What did these even drop? Where prize? Potion, come on. Beguiled by spiders. Fortunately, haste is really inexpensive. Cheap and quick to cast. You gents just sit tight. I'll be right back.
All we gotta do is set him on fire a little. That's it.
I've been outplayed.
The zombie is invincible.
The reanimated corpse of a master strategist.
impossible tactician. Yes, maybe that sarcophagus didn't drop anything, even though you opened it.
Maybe the loot went through the wall.
That would be unfortunate.
Probably just a potion. Closer and closer still. And there we go. We've hit way capacity. The decision must soon be made regarding shield or sword.
I guess sword, but kite shields. Grab all kite shields and swords. The iron pancakes, I think we can leave behind. We would just flood the market with those anyway if we were to drop them about. No.
Mm-hmm.
They would very quickly lose their marketability.
Certain forms of rudeness will interrupt channel spells. Fighters among them. Why, hello there. Preferential object. It's only the one use of it, but hey.
Ah, yes.
A gun.
Superior gun.
When you need them, there they are. Fire on demand, at last.
A gun to rely on. The WRA has a very strong pulse on Wizard Society. The Wizard Rifle Association.
Called such for the spiral iconography commonly emblazoned on all manner of staves.
Of course.
Arguments as to whether the spirals actually provide any practical benefit to the spells locked within the staff will rage on for days at a time.
I mean, of course they do. I feel like anyone who thinks otherwise just doesn't understand magical theory, like, to any extent. Spirals contain not much power.
Alright, we've built half a pile. There, synchronized. Can now be destroyed at our leisure. We're not synchronized at all. Devious.
Maybe they have randomized get-up times.
Perhaps. Experimentation. Mandalf, curator of trivia.
Done.
Anti-spark robe.
Fantastic. It's a nice, bright blue color. Although, blue is the color of, you know, tiny mages. Who are not worth thinking of.
Dull blue is the color of tiny mages. Power blue is the color of hazardous material containment gear.
Okay, fine, but still.
Internationally recognized.
It's still no red or purple. Come on.
It's about safety, not rank.
I don't believe in wizard safety.
Done.
Around high voltage magic, there's believers and the dead. No in between.
And I guess I'm gonna die.
Negotiable. It's a choice that must be made, but it is a choice.
Done.
Ah, that was the room with the personal incinerator.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
one of the rooms that reminds how long it's been since our last crystal.
It has been a very long time, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Tomb is quite strongly your first, like, marathon slog of a dungeon. Test your limits as any class.
Done. Done.
Mandalf trusts only the flames he generates himself.
There, Mandalf makes his stand.
Done. 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 Done.
Mandalf will not operate the Grand Incinerator before thoroughly reviewing the user's manual.
Done. Done. Done.
Mandalf, the very safe. Mandalf, the responsible, I guess.
Oh, Mandalf Killjoy.
Old Mandalf no doing keg stands at the wizard parties. Old Mandalf wet blanket.
The Barbaric Guardian. Let's go. Let's very carefully recharge our flare staff. Yep. Loud, angry, powerful, quick man. Wearing a full suit of chain armor.
Proper chain armor, too, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a man who is dangerously weak to lightning.
Aggressively so. Definitely feel like I should preferentially bring this fine copper chain along.
Oh, yes, definitely. This stuff is far better than your many shields.
I value density in a full suit of armor. Whatever leggings are, it will surely fetch a fine price at market.
I don't get it. Like, what's even with that shape? Long and... What do you put those on? Do you, like...
Maybe that's where he keeps the sword?
Oh, that would make sense, but, like, then why would he have two? He only has one sword.
But he could have more.
I guess... You can fit more than one sword in that, like...
Yeah, it's a sword bag.
Man, you can fit, like, 30 goddamn swords in there.
So let's see how durability is left in my regular flimsy staff. Just toss it.
Who needs it?
Staff and numbness, welcome to the team.
You have a nice, handsome yellow tint. Staff and numbness. I can appreciate that.
And decent reach on it as well, so for a couple of enemies we'll be able to just hold them at bay with the staff. Not that that's too much of an issue now that we're maybe getting back to the land of regular injections of mana.
So the potions are definitely tinctures made from ground-up crystals, right?
Yeah, plausibly. Ground up, perhaps dissolved into some manner of salt.
I bet the primary leading cause of death that isn't caused by other wizards is totally throat cancer.
Well, the thing though about the health risk, it's not the crystal itself that's it's exposure to the rays over time.
Those
That's why you
mana
wouldn't
potions
burn
are,
them.
those mana potions are absolutely like luminescent.
Yeah, but they discharge and then pass through the system after delivering their charge. They don't renew like those played along the lines.
Then what, is it like just suspended in a fruity juice? So it makes it pleasant to drink? Is it just an additive?
Second fireball staff. Welcome aboard.
Fire staff. Maybe you just kind of like put the potion in your mouth and then you spit it out, like wine tasting. That's how you get juiced.
Mandalf follows the rules.
He doesn't try to do ridiculous leaps across, like one Flexgar might.
The law is his ally.
You've broken the law.
And pay the appropriate price. Everything balances out.
Your sins are forgiven.
Mandalf's moderate indulgence. There we go. Get that in time. That's it. 3 crystals.
Fantastic.
Healed up. Live the good life.
Let's get juiced.
A book.
Oh
Puzzle
my.
solved. Yeah, there's a desperation move we picked up. The old blood magic.
Fantastic blood. Powers my spell.
My blood?
Your blood. Blood's blood. Blood, blood, blood.
We need your blood for freedom.
Please, will you donate your blood to the Wizards Association?
Droplets of victory. The Blood Wars call all citizens to action.
For just milliliters a day, you too could adopt a skeleton.
The next level. Which level even? 5. Veteran Wizard.
We are actually getting up there rather quick. We'll reach the 10th level in no time.
Be a proper tribute to those who fell in the Wizard Wars. The Tomb of Valor must itself be a Wizard War.
Of course.
All who enter and leave the tomb are veterans. Another robe of anti-spark.
They seem to be telling you something about being sure to protect
Something
yourself
to do
from
with color theory. And again, all this protective equipment found in graves, maybe it's defective.
That's also possible, yeah.
This gear was so good, maybe its owners would still be alive.
Although maybe it was just they used a different element than the one that
A bunch of people wore anti-spark gear and died. Therefore, anti-spark gear will not protect you.
That's alright, okay. I'm fine with this line of logic.
All the guys who bought their poison resist gear, they're still alive.
I mean, poison is a known quantity.
Or not fought with the electricity, the beams.
Of course. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I can't believe how much sense that makes.
War has changed. Sometimes the moment arrives, you just have to spend. Release all of your stored energies.
In the form of conflagratorily death.
Book of How to Protect from Shock.
You know what? I'm down with your theory now entirely. It must be that all of this stuff was completely useless. And would never be useful. I mean, who even fights with lightning? Only idiots, right?
On the other hand, if it's written in a book...
Not all books tell the truth. As a wizard, you should know this.
Not all truths are lies.
That's... Hold on now.
There, see? Fire. Fire is the peril that's down here. Lightning protection would have been completely useless.
Of course.
Such powerful barricades of fire.
Done.
See, he tried to fight with lightning. Look how that worked out for him.
Not particularly well, did it?
This soul-keeping rookie. Dirty robe, nothing.
That's just a bog standard wizard pelt right there.
Still, he has this lightning rod.
That would be
Lever
useful
sail
when you're
power.
diverting lightning. To make sure that lightning is never not useless.
And with
cannot
that, the tomb
believe
is
Hecuba's
conquered.
audacity. After your heroic
Excellent
efforts
work,
at battling
Tomb
the undead in the Tomb
Fighter.
of Valor, she sent the ogres far afield from
What
their
kind of
realm
verb
to
would we use
kidnap
for
the
that?
great wizard Horvath. You need to go immediately
Tomb
to Grot
Raider,
Torland.
perhaps?
Rescue Horvath. Without him, the fate of our fair land lies in Hecuba's ruthless grasp.
Next time, Ogre Raid!
Experience tranquility with the ogres.